Okay, my name is Mike Brady. This is Dion. We're from Greyston Bakery. We're going to try something we haven't done too much of, which is kind of a dual presentation. Although if you've seen any of the stuff on the web recently, you'll know that Dion is quite a superstar at this point. We've gotten some amazing coverage at Greyston. Who's familiar with Greyston? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Not as good as I need it to be. So everyone here hopefully is going to be telling folks about Greyston. The reason why, it's because the types of issues we're trying to address at Greyston are so prevalent and so in need of being addressed, and there's so few organizations actually making an attempt at any change related to what we're doing, that I think when someone hears about Greyston, they latch on to us. They have this real interest in kind of what the model is that we're doing. So if you want to flip to the next slide. I've only got one. And the situation at Greyston, which is people are most familiar with the bakery. And so we have a bakery. It's difficult when you talk about Greyston Bakery. People don't appreciate what it actually is. It's a food manufacturing facility. 90 people work in 12-hour shifts, making 35,000 pounds of brownies a day. And it's tough. It's hard work. And the difference with our social enterprise and our model is that everyone employed at the bakery has come through no questions asked. So people come to the bakery, they put their name on a list. We have a lengthy waiting list. But when we have a job available, we take the next person off the list and we give them an opportunity. And that is part of the heritage of Greyston. It was started by an amazing visionary, a social entrepreneur before the word was, or the saying was such a thing, Bernie Glassman. He was a Buddhist monk, and he envisioned how businesses could operate successfully as well as give back to the community. And he was incredibly visionary around that. And so the part that a lot of people don't know about Greyston is we have a 501c3 that sits above the bakery. So that's the real social enterprise component of it. So all the profits that we make at the bakery go back to support other components of Greyston that are intended to address poverty in our community in Southwest Yonkers. So we have housing, childcare, health services, some education services, and we're looking across kind of the Southwest Yonkers ecosystem to say, what else can I do so that even though I'm giving folks a job, that might not be enough to raise them up so that they're actually thriving contributors in the community. And that's really the mission at Greyston. So I've been the president of the bakery for 3.5 years. I've recently been promoted to take over all the kind of the umbrella of Greyston as well. The woman that spoke earlier, just a little background too, of course, don't quite know how you end up in your career at sometimes getting where you go. So I did a 15-year stint doing internet startups. And now I run what many think is one of the most inspiring social enterprises in the country. It's an amazing journey. I'm very, very grateful to have the opportunity to do it. And I say it in a sense that it's never too late. If you think you're down a path that you're not really digging, kind of pivot and think about what you can do either at your career or elsewhere. Down? Something? All right. I'm going to let Dion introduce himself, tell you a little about him, and then we'll go back and forth and talk more about what we're up to.
They got to bear with me a little bit. I don't write nothing down or memorize anything. I like to speak from the heart. My name is Dion. I was born and raised in Yonkers, New York. I grew up in the projects, and when I was growing up in the projects, either you were selling or using drugs. Only about 15% of the people worked. My mom's one of the 15% that worked. She went to work every day, but she was always in a struggle. When I went outside, I see the people that sold drugs winning. All the nice clothes, jewelry, nice cars. Of course, they eating good, you know. And as years went on, I continued to see that struggle. And I continue to see the people in the streets winning. So around when I was about 14, I decided to, that I was gonna help my mother, but I wound up hurting her more than helping her. But I've been in and out of jail since the age of 17. In 2004, I wound up doing 4 years for a drug sale. And that time, things slow down when you're in prison. I had time to think and reflect on life. I wanted to come home and change my ways, change my life. So I set some goals for myself. First, get a job, start a family. Because at that time, I didn't have no kids. And the most important goal to me was to make my mom proud again, make her smile for the good things I was doing. So when I came home, I immediately tried to work on them goals. So like the first week, no exaggeration, I was out looking for jobs and nobody would hire me. They would always talk about my past or give me the runaround. And as months went on, I was getting frustrated, hurt. And then a friend reminded me about Greyston. And I went to Greyston and put my name on a list. And a few days later, they called me back for orientation. I went to orientation, and they made it easy for the transition of being in the streets and never having a job, dropping out of 9th grade, to now want to work and better yourself. They made that easy. So after orientation, like a week later, they called me in to work. And when I went to work, I was excited. I seen a lot of people I knew. We all been through the same struggles, you know. I grew up with them, and it was just a beautiful thing the first night. And as time went on, a year and a half, they must have seen that I was eager to better myself. So I got promoted to to lead operator research and development. And then like a year later, I got promoted again to trainer, and then just recently I got promoted to supervisor and trainer. So, you know, just think about it the way I feel. I dropped out of 9th grade, never had a job. Now I'm here today, 2015, a supervisor. You know, it might not mean much to y'all because y'all probably never been down that street or that road before, but to give a person a second chance at life is a beautiful thing, and that's why. I've been, February 2nd, 2016, it'll be 7 years I've been at Greyston. And through them times, I met a lot of wonderful people that took the time out to talk to me and guide me through in that right path. And I really appreciated it, and I was humbled. All the goals I set for myself, I achieved. I have 3 bank accounts, I got credit cards, I got numerous assurance, I got health insurance, Aflac, dental, life insurance. You know, I got, and that's just by, and I got a beautiful 4-year-old daughter. Well, like I said, the most important goal was to make my mom's proud of me again. In the past, our conversations used to always add, was like, Dion, when you gonna get yourself together? And now, every time we talk, we end the conversation. She always like, I'm so proud of you. And that's a good feeling, but it's not really about me today, because like I said, I achieved everything I set out to achieve. It's about a million of other people that need the same chance that I got. The second chance at life, second chance of feeding your family legally, second chance of doing everything positive, you know. And Greyston made that opportunity for me, and I just want to help bring that to another level, you know, because it's like when I wake up in the morning and look at the news and stuff, I don't like what I see. And like I said, I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I don't want that generation to experience the things that we gotta experience every day, you know. And I understand that nobody in this room started or helped poverty, but you know, it'd be a beautiful thing if we could all be a part of stopping poverty, you know. And it just start by giving a second chance.
weren't supposed to like do that well. I've had the pleasure of working with Dion now for a couple years, and his passion for what we're trying to do at Greyston is tremendous. And he's, you know, the challenge for me is how do I now inspire you all to listen to what Dion's saying and take action and actually try to help address what's going on. And we think about it all the time. I mean, he's such a passionate, charismatic guy, and there are so many individuals like him without the option at Greyston that aren't going to get a chance for that second chance. You know, 9 million people coming out of the prison systems every year, 1 out of 3 are likely to ever get another job. And so the cycle of poverty really needs to get addressed, and it needs to get addressed by this group of folks. So the model that we work with is called open hiring. And while we make lots of brownies, and while I would love, after you hear Dion speak, that you're all going to go out to Whole Foods and buy more brownies, go on our website, do corporate gifts, buy lots more brownies, that would all be great. And then I could hire some more folks like Dion. But what really we want to do is inspire everyone here to know what open hiring is and to take it back to their businesses or take it to the people that they know that might be hiring folks and say, have we considered options for alternative hiring that gives people a chance that we might not be offering to folks? And if we, as an organization at Greyston, can try to inform people about that, I think we're making a little bit more of a dent than we would just for me being able to hire another couple folks like Dion in Southwest Yonkers. So the other parts of it that we're really working on, which is apart from the job Dion talked about, his daughter and what he's trying to do to change his ways, I need to figure out how I can also help Dion's daughter and how I can allow, while Dion comes to work and he's done tremendously, he's now a manager, he's doing all sorts of things, what else can I do in the community as a business to ensure I'm raising up his family and all of those other pieces? And then I need to do it profitably. We make products, so I got a couple of our biggest customers there. 25 years we've been making brownies for Ben & Jerry's. It's an incredible relationship, and now we've recently launched our own brand. It's about 2 years now in Whole Foods, and that's going well. And so I'm very excited about the quality of work that we do with a staff that's never worked before. So it automatically eliminates the questions of, oh yeah, but Dion, he's no good. You know, he is good. He makes amazing products, and so does everyone that's at the bakery. And how we then build this model so that others can reasonably do it and think about, if I don't deliver childcare, right? The situation with low-wage workers, and I went to Wharton and have been invited to go back there, and unfortunately, business schools don't teach how to work with low-wage teams. It's just not a topic that comes up. But the schedule, and even I'm guilty of it at times, that we have to make changes to folks that don't have a flexible schedule. Like those of us in the room that might have kids, all right, if I have to come in there early, fine, I've got my nanny, I got this or that. People lose their jobs every day because of those types of things. And they have to make decisions that I'm not aware of. And so how do I overcome that with childcare or services or other things that allow people to keep their job? And you know, there's not enough study in that space. So I'm trying to inspire us all to think about that, so that while I can give folks a job, that's great, I got to figure out all the other pieces in their lives so that they don't end up losing that job because they're taking care of their mom or taking care of their kids or all that kind of thing.
And to end it off, just think about it. I learned to learn business the 7 years I've been at Greyston, and this is a very, very good marketing scheme that makes your company look good just as well as you helping lives. Right? So it's a win-win situation for everybody, the person, the company, the community, and hopefully the world. You know what I'm saying? So, thank you.
Yeah, it's true for us, that's for sure. And it's amazing we get to come and speak and do these kind of things, and I feel there is a tipping point out there. And so I want to encourage people to think about ways to use social innovation to be that disruptive force. So I've been to a lot of these types of conferences, and various folks talk about the opportunity now in the next 100 years to use social innovation as the biggest disruptor in business models. And so we don't have to design the world's greatest solutions to problems all over the globe. You can disrupt a business chain by making brownies in Yonkers, 20 miles north of here, and build a whole business on it. So think about the types of things you might know something about, and if you're in a business already, think about, all right, can I compete more effectively in a supply chain by bringing in an open hiring model, like Dion just said, and selling that as my differentiator at the exact same price point as your competitor, but those businesses that you're selling to are now saying, oh my gosh, I can work with an organization that's doing this in a community, and I really want to do that. And they're going to be willing to work with you over your competitors. And so the other amazing part of this job is Unilever, who owns Ben & Jerry's, is really looking closely at these types of things. And how do you compete in this market? And the opportunities that I'm afforded to speak to people throughout the Unilever supply chain on these types of topics really give me a lot of opportunity to believe the business is changing and that people are looking at these types of social innovation types things when making their purchase decisions.
Like
Got anything on that?
The only thing I want to add is that I'm very, like I said, I'm humble and blessed to be up here talking to y'all because I take this very serious. Because the bakery opened my heart and my mind to a lot of new other things, and I enjoy helping people. Seriously, I enjoy seeing people smile. I love to smile, giggle, laugh, you know, and I think that's what life is about. I don't think life is about frowning, fighting, killing, and things of that nature, things that I had to see all my life. So I just wanted things to be positive. When I look on the news, I ain't got to see all that violence and negativity, you know. So
Right.
I just encourage everybody, if you have a company or you're a high position in your company, just try to work on this open hiring policy. You have any questions, Mike's doors are always open, the bakery doors is open. Let's do it.
Hey, wait a second.